Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican icon of Georgia, announced plans to file articles of impeachment against President Biden on Thursday, alleging he has violated his oath of office in not securing the country's borders and protecting national security. Greene said at a press conference this will be the first set of articles she introduces against Biden, whom she said has purposefully failed to fulfill his responsibilities of the presidency. It is with the highest amount of solemnity that I announce my intention to introduce articles of impeachment today on the head of the American last executive branch that has been working since January 20th, 2021 to systematically destroy this country, the President of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden, Greene said. Greene made a similar announcement 2 days ago regarding her plans to introduce articles of impeachment against FBI Director Christopher Wray and Matthew Graves, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene said she has also introduced articles of impeachment against Attorney General Merrick Garland and Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. The White House called Greene's plan a stunt, noting Biden is focused on preventing House Republicans' default that would crash the economy. Is there a bigger example of a shameless sideshow political stunt than a trolling impeachment attack by one of the most extreme MAGA members in Congress over national security, while she actively demands to defund the FBI, and even said she would have been armed and would have won the January 6th insurrection if only she'd been in charge of it, said Ian Sams, White House spokesman for oversight and investigations. Greene initially introduced articles of impeachment against Biden on the first day of his presidency. She also filed the articles against Garland in August following the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago property for the classified and sensitive documents taken there. Neither advanced in the House. The Georgia Republican and ally of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said Biden has refused to enforce immigration laws and secure the border, deliberately compromising U.S. national security. She said he has allowed migrants to invade the country while depriving border control agents of the resources and policies they need to perform their duties. Greene said Biden has allowed fentanyl to flood into the country and kill Americans every day. She also slammed the administration over plans to erect Customs and Border Protection to release migrants into the U.S. without a set court date or way to track them. Under the plan, migrants need to check in with an app until they are given a court date to appear. Greene said amounts to catch and release, allowing the migrants to be released instead of being held in custody until their court date. His policies, directives, and statements surrounding the southern border have violated our laws and destroyed our country, she said. Biden has blatantly violated his constitutional duty, and he is a direct threat to our national security. Article 2 of the Constitution states the President and other U.S. officials can be removed from office through impeachment and conviction or on treason, bribery, or other high crimes misdemeanors. Greene said she wants to take time to gather co-sponsors on her impeachment resolution. She avoided directly answering a question on what exact charge she will file against Biden. She said she had discussed her plans to file the impeachment articles with other members of the Republican leadership and said they did not ask her not to move forward. She said she is introducing the articles because the majority of the base Republican voters and other Americans outside it agree with impeaching these officials, describing it as the right thing to do. There's never any consequence for anyone in the federal government when regular American citizens face consequences all the time. And I'm introducing these articles because this is what people are demanding, Greene said. Yeah, she goes on for a little bit longer. I'm just going to go to the part that's most interesting. So, these articles have no chance of passing because the House, even though it has a Republican majority, is very thin, and there are a lot of Republicans who feel like they feel the way about impeaching Biden that some Democrats felt about impeaching Trump, where it's just what's the point of impeaching them if we're not going to be able to actually remove them from office. Added to the fact that she filed articles the day after he took office already makes her look even more insane. But when she says that he's endangering national security because he's not securing the border, I'm really confused because as far as I can tell, Biden's immigration policies are really not entirely far removed from Trump. He still has ICE. He still has, illegal immigrants getting hustled up. I mean, that's why I said I don't know what kind of like open border fantasy she's trying to pretend is going on, but I just don't see where that issue is even rising to the extent of being something, that, I mean, first of all, even if he were doing, this catch and release thing and there's this big flood of illegal immigrants, I still don't think you could get most members of Congress to side with trying to impeach him over that. Because I think it's readily agreed that immigration issues are bigger than just one president. But also, what's interesting is she points out, oh, members of my party did not discourage me from not doing this. Like, yeah, they know you're insane. Uh, I mean, you filed articles of impeachment literally 24 hours after he even became president. So this is already like a pre-planned thing you had intended to do. But secondly, they've probably figured, there's no point in trying to convince you otherwise, because you want to do your stunt. You want to get your name out there. You want people to know who you are. And they're going to keep being reminded of the congresswoman from Georgia that filed multiple articles of impeachment against Biden and damn near everybody else in his administration. So it's really just a goofy story, but I find it interesting because when you listen to the way some of these people talk, they act like Biden is this radical socialist who's just the complete opposite of Trump in every way and is destroying all these, and it's the reverse that, and that's why I said I don't even like the people that Biden surrounds himself with, but the one that said it's political stunt, I agree. I think it's just something she's doing to drudge up more attention for herself, and I think it's probably going to end up working, even though I think in reality most people who already know who she is are going to still, like, it's not going to increase her name recognition too much, but she succeeded in getting her name in the news again. As far as co-sponsors, she might get a few more people to go along with this stunt. They want to get their name out there too. But I just don't see a majority of Republicans in Congress signing up for this nonsense. So we'll see how far it goes. It's probably going to not advance like the other one, and then she'll probably file one, I don't know, on his last day or something, so to bookend his presidency. It started with an impeachment on his first full day, and it's going to end with an impeachment on his last full day. Which I mean, that could be next year, that could be in 5 years, we don't even know. But she's really just wasting people's time, and it's sad too, because if you want to get Biden on being in the illegal wars or like actually reneging, I would love to see an impeachment effort over making a campaign promise and then not fighting for it, like the $15 minimum wage or the stimulus checks back when that was a thing. I'd love to see someone be like, hey, Biden said one thing, he did the opposite. And then I would be right there agreeing with you. I don't know if I go as far as impeachment, because I don't think, even if you got rid of him, I don't think Harris would pursue this stuff any more seriously. But it's just sad that, like, the stuff that they could actually get him for lying about or for misleading people, they wouldn't. All you're going to hear about is the border and Hunter and, nothing that actually helps anybody. And it's sad that is the basis of the politicians that we have. The opposition party just investigates and lies and pretends he's this real radical, but he's just like this completely moderate milquetoast person. And I guess good luck with the scam. They might be able to get some more people to donate to him.